All right, y'all. We are in for an interesting one today. Today we are going to be reading an article from Buzzfeed.com. I've heard of them a couple times before, but I've never done one before. So this is the first time for everything. And it's called 19 Entitled Single People Who Are Very Quickly Learning Why They Are In Fact Single. The article was written by Angelica Martinez. Shout out to her. The quote says, "This might be a reason why you're single at 30. Just FYI." So I'm assuming this is probably catered to folks maybe in the ages of 30 or above, or maybe it could be any age. Who knows? We're about to find out. I kind of skimmed one of them. I didn't read all 19, so we're going to get into it. I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm expecting this to be very, very much cringy. I'm excited about it, actually, because I want to see, I've seen some crazy things online. I've experienced some crazy things myself, some crazy texts that I probably will never talk about, where it's just like, you said what? So, but before we begin, this is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. If you end up liking this video, of course, give it a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, so that way you can stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays content. And without further ado, let's go ahead to number one. So, number one says, this person who evidently has never been told no in his life. And by the way, if these go on a little bit too long, which I feel like it just might, I'll probably break them down half and half because I don't want the video to be extremely long. So maybe I'll do one this week and another one next week. Let's see how things go. I'm totally free-forming right now, and we'll just kind of go from there. So the text reads, "Hey, good morning. Can we cancel today? I don't feel ready for a relationship, and I don't want to lead you on to something serious. When I can figure out if I'm ready, you're such a great guy, but I don't know if I'm ready." So this is a woman that's sending a text message to a guy. There's a lot of different things that you can interpret for that text message. Maybe she ended up really feeling like she wasn't ready, or maybe she just doesn't want to pursue anything with him and she's letting him down easy. So here's his response. "No, we can't cancel. We'll meet today. I don't have any expectations right now. We need to meet to get to know each other. I won't force you into a relationship anyway. You'll decide that over time." Now, some of y'all might disagree with me on this. I will give him slight props only because he did set the notion of we don't necessarily have to have the right expectations right now. So he was trying to let it be known that he's not trying to rush things. However, brother, you got to be able to take the hint, right? You have to be able to take the hint. When she says something like that, she's not interested. There's no need to continue to try. If she says she doesn't know if she's ready, just move on. I know we believe in the mindset of persistence. This ain't one of those times. So you got to move on, right? He clearly didn't catch the hint. So either one or two things happened from there. She completely ignored him and didn't respond. Or maybe she went into a little bit more explanation. I would like to bet my bottom dollar that more than likely she didn't respond, right? All right, moving on to number two. So obviously number one is a dud. You don't do that. This person who said, "You don't really like me unless you're willing to pay for my health care." Oof. All right, let's go on and read and see what this one has. It says, "Hey, babes, I was going to ask you a question, my love." The response is, "Go for it. What is it, babes?" So the woman is asking the guy a question. She says, "Do you think you can pay for my insurance? It's due tonight." The response is, I feel bad, but I got to get to know you more, babes. We've only been on one date so far." If you've only been on one date so far, why y'all calling each other babes? I don't quite get that. Whatever, moving on. "I thought we were close enough." Entitled much? His response is, "If we start to go down the path of a serious and committed relationship, I can see what I can do to help you in the future, but I got to know you more before I start giving you money multiple times." Facts. And shoot, ain't even a relationship. That's got to be my wife or about to be my wife. I'm just putting it out there. She says, "Wow, I thought we were compatible." He responds, "It's being cautious. That's the reason to go on a lot of dates before committing to someone." Facts. "To get to know them more and see if you could trust someone. I have to get back to work. My lunch break is over." Very smart response. She responds, says, "Okay, wow, bye. And you're freaking ugly." I'm you know what she actually was saying. And a catfish, and you're gay as wow-ish. Oh my gosh, wow. And he responds saying, sounds like you were looking for a sugar daddy. Learn to appreciate someone for who they are and their personality instead of their money. You'll learn soon enough on that way or another. Guess your crypto investments haven't been helping you out much if you're asking others for money. LMAO. Girl, I wish it were that easy. Wow. Yeah, that. Ladies, you can't do that. You can't be asking people for money. And fellas, you definitely got to be on the lookout for any woman that's of that manner. And ladies, to be fair, you got to be looking out for the same thing, because there are some fellas that will literally do the same thing. Let's read number 3. Number 3, this person who really said, you miss 100% of the shots you do not take. So, this is interesting. We're going to see it. It says, go on a double date, bring a friend, and so will I. So, someone says, I've got a very good-looking friend to bring on a double date. I think you're really pretty. So the response is your friend the one playing guitar? Response, yes, that is my friend that's playing the guitar. Response from that is, you look like a sweet guy, and I'm sure you're great, but respectfully, please set me up with your friend. Oh, hold on, I gotta walk away. Oh. Emotional damage. I apologize if this is rude. Jeez Louise, bruh. I hope he did not respond after that. Jeez Louise. If that is the definition of I'm not into you, I'm into your friend. Woo. Oh man. And I give her points for being honest. Oh man. I would have stopped the conversation right there. I said, you know what? Forget about the double date. I'm good. You have a good time. I know some of y'all like, nah, man, Marcus, hook her up. Nah, I'm good. Sheesh. Good Lord. All right, let's move on to number 4. That hurt me. This person and the absolute 180 they took in this text thread that made me spit out my woo. You know that's bad. It doesn't have the person's name. Okay, this is weird. It says real. Response is yup. How was work though? Good and slow. That's good. Yeah. Hey, pretty girl. Good morning. What time are you working until? 8, and I work at 4. Okay. Hey, love. Just want to let you know that I'm going to spend the night at my ex's tonight, and if anything happens, I'll let you know. Okay. Wait. I'm confused. I'm so confused right now. I might make this a thumbnail. I don't know. I'm debating if I'm gonna make this a thumbnail. If y'all don't see it, because I changed. I'm so confused right now. I don't get this. We're just gonna move on. I don't get that one. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Clearly, dating is crap in 2025, I guess, in some cases. Wow. All right, number 5. This person who decided compliments are overrated and very specific insults are so in. Oh, okay. The message says, to be honest, you look like you always give wrong directions when sitting shotgun and make everyone late. Response is, I'm actually really good at navigating from the passenger seat. Thank you very much. Really? I don't know. You just look like a very pretty girl with no sense of direction. Bruh, what? She responds, I don't know if you think it's a compliment to imply that I'm an airhead, LOL, but my sense of direction is flawless. Thank you. I know some guys will low-key be jerks to be funny, to kind of humor the woman. That's not the right way to do it. Oh my gosh. Like, especially if you're not in a relationship with that woman. Now, Granted, you shouldn't be a jerk to anybody, but like there's a way you can play around with humor like that if you really know somebody like that. And like you know them. You know their ins, you know their outs. Like, for example, if I'm with a woman and, you know, she tells me, you know, hey, Marcus, I'm gonna need you to make sure you get your stuff done because you like a slowpoke. You just use amnesia and forget stuff too much. If you're a Pokemon fan, you know that you know. I wouldn't be offended by that. You want to know why? Because she's absolutely right. And she knows me well enough to be able to make that where it's like a playful jab, not a full-blown insult. But when you don't really know this person, that's not a smart move. Moving on. Wow. Number 6. The 6th text says, this person who gave a masterclass in how to be a walking red flag. So the text message starts off by saying, hi. There's, hi. Response, I use a third-party unfollowing app, embarrassing, to auto-unfollow non-followers, and I just checked it and realized you unfollowed. Why? Response was, because you ghosted me, LOL. Dude, I did not. I was busy one week and I worked really hard. I take a lot of naps and I am a stoner and an Aquarius. Whoa, okay. That's an interesting reason. The response from that was, those are all really stupid reasons to not text someone for 2 weeks, LOL. 2 weeks? What do you mean? Dude, that wasn't 2 weeks. My bad, 12 days. So the response was, what you doing this weekend? They respond, why? The plaza where my studio is located is opening a second location and I need a +1 for the grand opening event. Response was, girl, the last date we went on was whack. You said we were going to dinner, so I got dressed up and you showed up looking like you just got done working out. And then for dinner, we went to Juice Land. And you talked about still trying to decide if you should marry your ex, fiance, or not, which is truly a weird thing to say to someone you said you were romantically interested in. Then you invited a girl the last date we went on, which was whack. You said we were going to dinner, so I got dressed up. Oh, sorry. You invited a girl to the last dinner. That was whack. Hold on, I'm scared. My bad. Then you invited your friend to our date, and you guys basically ignored me for most of that time. Then you didn't even wake up the next morning for the hype you asked me to go on. Then you ghost me. Don't say anything until you realize you lost an Instagram follower. You also then make some of the most BS excuses about how you didn't ghost me. You're very self-centered, so I will not be seeing you again. Best of luck and best wishes was the response there. Woo! So that woman was doing the most. That woman clearly was not interested in bruh. She was very inconsistent and inviting a friend out on a date. We didn't even agree to a double date. Look, I've had that happen to me before where a woman invited a friend, didn't tell me till the last minute, and me being the old nice guy I used to be, I just accepted it and said, nah, I did address her after the date. And I said, hey, I'm going to need you not to do that again. But that should have been addressed beforehand. Fellas and ladies, if somebody ever invites a friend to a date and y'all didn't agree on it, they didn't tell you in advance, and it's like a double date or whatever the case may be, or a group date or something, just end it. End it. No respect whatsoever. We're going to read a few more of these, and I think I'll cut it off just so the video is not super duper long. But number 7, this little ray of sunshine who is not a fan on pickup lines. So the message starts off, tennis ball, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. My ball rolled in here by accident. Anyway, so how are you? Da-da-da-da, tennis ball. Here you go. Have it back and screw off. That's it. So I guess I'm reading this message. The person didn't respond. The only thing I could say was maybe the ball is in your court, or it's a tennis ball, so maybe it's your turn to serve. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. We're moving on. That's weird. All right. Number 8. This guy that this person met on a dating app 2 days before this text message, FYI. Before text message exchange, I'm sorry. So, I guess they just got the number, whatever. I'm going to come stay with you then while I look for a new job. Response is jokes. So she responds as jokes. No, I'm for real. I'm a hardworking man. She said, that's weird. Yeah, because what do you mean you're going to stay with me? We just met. He said, whatever, guess we're not going to get to know each other. She said, absolutely not then. Have a great day. I said, okay, bet. You dumb, I'm just going to say trick to be nice, but y'all can get what he really said. She responds, says, and you're homeless and broke with no car, weirdo. Now, at that point, I would have just stopped responding, but that's just my take. He says, no posts on IG, set out where the streets, weirdo. Yeah, he wigging. He tripping big time. No. Like, how you gonna get mad because she won't let you see, ladies? That's what I kind of mentioned this earlier. When you got some guys that be wanting to, you know what I'm saying, get some free money or resources off of you. Nope. Number 9, this person who doesn't want to get to know the person they're seeing between dates. Hold on, let me read this one more time. This person who doesn't want to get to know the person they're seeing between dates. Okay. Interesting. I might have my views on this, but let's see. Hey, I appreciate the picture, but I mentioned before that I don't like to text a lot between the first and second dates because we don't know each other that well, and it feels like that isn't your kind of communication style. So I think it would be best for us to cancel our next and go our separate ways. Good luck with everything. Wishing you the best moving forward. Okay, that seems pretty interesting so far. Although I will say after the first date, I think you could text a little bit more. I will say before a first date, don't text as much because you don't want to kill the vibe. You want to leave some, mystery and whatnot. But after you guys have at least gone on one date, if the date went really well, I'm not saying over text, but you could text a little bit more. But let's see what the response is from there. Sounds nice enough. The response was, what? I sent you one text, was looking forward to our date and thought you were too, but all good. Oh, okay. That's it. I don't know. That one's kind of, yeah. I don't think it's an issue with texting in between dates. Now, again, if it was before the first date, yeah, I can roll with that. And then even then, you still want to at least text a little bit. Like, if I got a woman's number today is Monday, and we had a date Friday, I might not text her much before Friday, but I'm going to text her at least once or twice, right? Probably, Wednesday or Thursday. And if she texts me, of course I'm going to text back. I'm not going to be rude. But, I'm going to at least do a check-in to be like if we're still good for Friday and whatnot. But, yeah, this is an interesting one. Okay. All right. We're going to read this last one. This will be the last one for today. The video is almost 20 minutes. I don't want the video to be super duper long. I will post a link in the description below so you can check them out yourself. And if you want to hear my feedback, I'm going to go ahead and do a part 2. I would do it tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Yeah, why not? We'll do part 2 tomorrow because let's just continue it on. So, all right, this is going to be the last one for the day, and then we'll do the last 9 for part 2 on tomorrow. All right, so number 10 says, this guy who showed up at this person's house, she didn't give him her address, by the way. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Because she didn't reply to his text for one day and then made the conscious choice to say she had a mental issue. Oh, my Lord. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Hey, are you there? I came to see you. Make sure you're okay. I knocked on your door. No answer. Now, fellas, let me make this clear. If a woman is not responding to your messages, that does not give you permission to show up at her place of residence. You know how many cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs people are out here that will probably either A, call the police on you for harassment, which should be done rightfully so, or number 2, delete your membership to life because you did something like that? Nah, bro, that's not smart. No. Let's read on. I'm disappointed already. At my home, she responds. He said, I think so. Please don't go to my house. That's scary. I don't know you. Straight up. Right. You crazy, dude. He responds and says, okay. I was worried about you. Are you okay? Where have you been? She responds, I just didn't want to talk. It makes me feel really unsafe that you know where I live. He responds, oh, odd, unsafe. Why? I never did anything to you. I was worried if you hurt yourself. Sorry, I won't ever talk to you again. Bye. I think you have mental issues. Now, I had an incident, right? Now, let me put this disclaimer. She was one of my good friends. And the only reason I did this was because people were calling me and they were worried, including her family, because no one had heard from her. I had been contacting this person for weeks. No response. I sent them a message. I said, hey, just making sure you're good. Haven't heard from you in a couple weeks. Get back to me when you can. The message was read, not responded. I had a whole bunch of her friends contacting me saying they were worried, a bunch of family members, and now I'm beginning to be worried because when family members contact me about something, that's a real problem. So what I ended up doing was I paid this person a visit. When I got there, she was there, and I'm going to just leave it at that because I'm not going to put this person's full business out there. But the point is this. I had a relationship, a working relationship with that person. That was a friend of mine. We had been friends for years. I typically don't show up to people's houses unannounced. I don't even do that to my own family members. You feel me? Because if I'm coming through, I need you to know, and I need to know if it's okay. Because I don't know what you got going on. So in the case with this, where this person don't even know who, yeah, that's completely unacceptable. And we're going to end the video here. I think that's a good place to end it at. So some of these were very interesting. Some of these were completely off the wall, much like that last one. I'm curious to see what the last 9 are. I have not read these. Like I said, the only one I really read before even, sending this website to myself where this article is at was number 1. The rest of them I hadn't read. So I am blindly reading all of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed them. Like I said, I'm going to put the link in the description below. Shout out to Buzzfeed. Shout out to Miss Martinez. This is pretty awesome looking at these. I mean, not awesome what was sent, but like awesome is saying some of these text messages are just wow, beyond belief, wow. But anyways, Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. Make sure you stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays videos. Tomorrow, we're going to be coming back with part 2. I'm going to give you the last 9 text messages, and I'm pretty sure if they were anything like the first 10, they're going to be pretty crazy. Until tomorrow, peace.